I just wanted to make sure all my software was working correctly. Thank you for joining me. Let me just see what's going on here. So TikTok's live. We can go live, hopefully, on Connect streaming software. Okay, cool. We can go live on Instagram. And we're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube, hopefully. Yep, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Kick, I think. We're live on Kick, and we're live on Twitch as well. So let's just check that out. Hopefully having all these open is not going to crash my computer. But thanks, everyone, for joining. I know it's a little bit early. Now that this multi-streaming thing seems to be working okay, I don't need to jump on too early. But yeah, it all looks good, to be honest. So we've got the... yeah, it's weird to see me in so many different screens. I might have to turn it off. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Hey, Empire, how's it going? Thank you for joining me. We'll just wait a few more minutes until we get a few more people jump in, because I think we're expected to start at 8 p.m. and I say I'm a little bit early. So let's have a look at the old... It all looks good. Nice. The Streamlabs that I'm using is working pretty well now, and I've got it all configured. So that's the software I'm using to stream to all these different platforms. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got the chat now on the screen as well, which is awesome. Hey, Bert, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. So we got the yeah, I'm hoping the Instagram chat. So if you're on Instagram, by the way, please just write me a message, and hopefully it'll pop up on the actual screen. Hey, Spence, how's it going? Spence from Profit Suite there. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, if you're in Instagram or Kick or any other platform, just put a message in. Hopefully it'll pop up okay in the live chat. So, hey Nathan, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. So yeah, we've got the chat on the screen, which is awesome. So yeah, a couple more minutes, then we'll get started, I guess. But if you guys got any questions, you want to ask about Amazon FBA, there's a few actually in the Discord group, actually. So let's have a look. Titchmeister has said, can you see the chat? Let's have a look. Multi-stream. Yeah, I'm not sure it's working, the chat from sound gone. Is everything, can you guys hear me okay? Full screen camera, testing 1 2 3. Hopefully it'll be okay. Okay, good. So yeah, we cannot unfortunately see. I've got another separate chat window open for the Instagram. So if you are on Instagram, I will not miss you. Unfortunately, just not popping on the screen. I don't know. I'll have to debug that. I don't know why that is. So it is what it is. So nothing in the settings that I can change right now, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll have to look at that a bit later. Yeah. Cool. Okay, thanks, Bert, for confirming that. It was just Spence causing a panic there. So yeah, if you've got any questions, leave them out for me, and then we'll get started. Well, pretty much at 8 o'clock now, aren't we? So yeah, for those of you that don't know, my name's Simon. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller in the UK. And yeah, I'm here to answer any questions you have about Amazon FBA or anything like that, really. So getting started in business. I run a free Discord community. Link for that's in the description. It's 100% free. You can just come and ask questions, hang out. It's a really great community, and of just people who are very helpful and will help you get started in Amazon, answer questions, and yeah, it's all good. So yeah, one of the big ones everyone is struggling with right now is ungating. So Nathan has said here, been having some trouble with ungates with L'Oreal using Latino, but keeps getting rejected. So I'm assuming you've already ungated before with Notino. So all your address and everything is correct. Your billing address matches your seller central account address, and all that's okay. It obviously matches your business address or sole trader address. So providing you've got all that set up and you've got 10 units, you've just got to kind of keep trying. Latino's never a guaranteed ungate. It is a good ungate, but it's not guaranteed. FBA is getting out of the bar. Thanks for letting us know. Thanks. You've just got to keep trying, and it takes 5-10 goes sometimes to get ungated, sometimes more. If they keep rejecting it, sometimes after sort of 5 or 10th go, I would maybe recommend just cooling your jets on it a little bit, maybe waiting a few weeks, letting that one close, and then trying again on a different ASIN for the same brand. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to ungate the exact ASIN that you're trying to sell. It can be anything on that brand. Hey 8K, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. And just trying again, essentially. And the other thing as well is when you're trying to carry on fighting this case is going to your cases on the Seller Central and going to the Get Help icon on the top right hand side. This is all from the desktop, by the way. I know some of you run a business through the mobile app, actually, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, that's on desktop, and yeah, go from there, get help. And I don't know, sometimes I just explain, like, I've given everything you've wanted. You know, here's my supplier invoice, here's my supplier, here's the 10 units. You've highlighted it on the PDF. You've maybe shown a picture of them in your hands, all this kind of stuff, and that can sometimes help. So, but yeah, so yeah, that's hopefully kind of gives you a bit more help on that one. But yeah, unfortunately, it's a bit of a pain on gating. It's not as bad as it was in Q4 last year, but you know, it's still not 100% easy. But saying that, the problem with Amazon right now is it's so variable. One person might try a Notino invoice to get ungated on L'Oreal and get it done first time. Another person might take them 5-10 goes. It's luck of the draw, essentially. You know, so what was it? Paco Rabanne, I think, took me 7 goes. And then someone else said, oh yeah, I got ungated on Paco Rabanne first time. You know, it's just like, you know, and I think they're a much newer seller than me as well. So it's just, yeah, it's a weird one, but you just got to keep trying. That's the only way to do it. Spence, you got any tips as well on ungating? Let me know. Spence and Profit Sweep. If you've got any extra tips. Hey R1, it was good to meet you on the weekend. Actually, I met R1. It was good to chat. We chatted at Amazon for ages, sat out in the cold. Thanks for joining us tonight. So yeah, Nadim's saying he's got the same problem with Oral-B. Yeah, just got to keep trying. Oh yeah, another tip. Yeah, Lucas said there's you can change the name of the PDF as well, and that can sometimes help. So if you're trying to ungate L'Oreal, maybe just change it to like L'Oreal invoice. You know, also say highlighting it as well, just doing a sort of marking up on the PDF, just pointing out like that everything's there. You know, just sometimes it just does that because I swear I saw somewhere someone say that an account suspension, they get 3 minutes to review the stuff. I don't know how true this is or not. I think it was from Fast Track. I think I heard this. They get 3 minutes to review an account for a suspension, which makes me think that for an ungate, they probably get like 20 seconds to look at the ungate information. And if it's not obvious, they'll just reject it. So it's pure speculation from what I've heard. But yeah. So yeah, Titchmeister, I can see your chat in the Instagram. So yeah, it's all good. I'll have to figure out why it's not showing up on the screen. Actually, I'm not sure. Actually, it's just YouTube showing up, actually, which is interesting. So, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on the chat on the other groups, I guess. I've got one viewer on Kick, which is me, actually. One viewer on Twitch, which is me, and I don't know about TikTok, so... Cool. Okay, yeah, so we've got some chat. I'm going to have to put this over here so I can see it, actually. We have some chat here on TikTok, which is awesome. So, hey, Cookie, thanks for joining us. Hey, user 75583. Yeah. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. If you've got any Amazon questions, do let me know. And what's this? Yeah, I'm all over the place. Anyway, so... Let's have a look here. Profit Suite just says, yeah, just rough at the moment for ungates. But yeah, if you change file name, that's going to help. Yeah, they've got these little tricks you can do. I say sometimes taking a photo of it can help, but they're saying that I have literally taken a photo of the items, me holding them, sent it in. They literally have said you haven't got the items in hand. So they've obviously not even looked at the picture. I've literally had that before. So yeah, I think they literally spend like 10 seconds looking at the stuff, if that. So how's Feb sales going? My sales, sales are good. I'm on like 20,000 in sales, but my profit's pretty bad. I'm ashamed to even say what it is. It's negative, to be fair. But I've been clearing some stock. I made a rather big mistake on the product, but we won't go into that right now. Maybe later you can squeeze that story out of me. So Claudia's saying, if I wanted to order maybe 50 units of the Tino deal, could I order the maximum each day? Or have they several accounts with different email addresses? So Notino allow you to order, and this is what they've told me, 30 units per 10 days. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said. So each order you maximize to 10. So you can essentially do 3 orders of 10, 30 in a 10-day period. And I assume every 10, the sales won't be on more than 10 days. So essentially that means every sale period, essentially. So I don't know what they're like when it comes to doing multiple accounts. I don't know how hot they are on it. It might be relatively hot. I'm not sure. I've not gone down that route myself of going absolutely crazy on Latino on multiple accounts. But yeah, so I don't know on that one, basically. If you use different emails, different addresses, different cards, obviously that will be much, obviously be able to hide your information better. But obviously with UK, you need that billing address to match your, for ungates and authenticity. The billing address needs to match your business address. The same for Germany and whatever. So that's the one sort of common denominator that you can't change. You can maybe tweak it slightly. So if it was like FBA Mogul, you can maybe make FBA Mogul one word and then maybe FBA space Mogul. Maybe some little tweaks like that, or maybe change an O to a 0. Maybe that kind of stuff can help. Maybe try and bypass that kind of thing. But it's kind of, but you can try it and see what's the worst case that's going to happen. They'll ban you for life. No, they should be fine, So yeah, give that a go basically, and see what happens. But yeah, they've told me before 30 units every 10 days essentially. So thanks for all the people joining on Instagram. We've got Simon Devine, we've got NMNM, we've got it's M&M. Oh my god. We've got V112D, we've got FBAH. Thank you for joining us. SH, a few others as well. Ace FBA. So thank you for joining us, guys. If you've got any questions, do let me know. Let's go back to the old. I don't know why the chat's not showing up on the screen. Sorry about that for Instagram. So Empire, are you doing any sourcing currently? Or just waiting for the trade account. So yeah, I got my trade account. I don't think it's actually officially open. They actually called me today and just said like, oh, your delivery address seems to be one that a few other people have got a delivery address with. And I was like, yeah, it's a prep center. So interesting to know that. So they're just wondering why that was. But I did get a price list through, which is good. So I've started to go through that, but it's not formatted in a very easy manner for me to look through. So I need to, organize that, or get my admin VA to organize that for me. Latino are normally pretty good when it comes to that kind of decent stock. They're not. They say they're not wholesale. They're not, obviously not, but they let you order an okay amount, which is good. So hey, Brad, thanks for joining us, by the way. Yeah. Thank you for coming on and joining. I might go and view on Twitch just to be annoying. Give you another chat to look at. Yeah, exactly. Well, it'll be interesting to know how it all works, actually, if it comes up. That's the thing. If you want to go on to... If someone wants to try Kick, someone wants to try TikTok, someone wants to try... actually, no, I know TikTok's not working. Oh, so, yeah, interesting. So, actually, it's just YouTube working. Okay. That's, definitely broken. So, I don't know what the answer to that is. Anyway, it is what it is. So Kylie's saying, ordered 5 different products and one supplier on Quick today, and the entire... Oh my god, that sucks. I hate when that happens. I assume you've got some really good deals. What I do, complain, reach out to Charlie and say, look, this is, it sucks. They need to... It's something they definitely need to maybe fix. I understand that mistakes can happen, but obviously if that retailer just does it once and it's a mistake, it's all good. But if they're repeat offenders, it's really bad experience for the buyers. So they kind of need to know about that kind of stuff, really. So FBA AH from Instagram is asking, I'm looking for a sourcing VA. Where do you hire one from? I'm not sure if this is like a setup or not. But the one that I recommend is Outsource Central. So you can check them out. That is run by a good friend of mine called Sam. And yeah, he does a great job training those VAs. So he does admin VAs. He does corporate VAs actually as well now. But he does admin VAs for Amazon. He does sourcing VAs. So you can check that out, and it's just outsourcecentral.com. Just say that I sent you. So, in fact, anyone who signs up on there now, I'll just take credit for it for the next sort of 2 or 3 hours. So, that's cool. Hey, Jacob, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. But yeah, hopefully that answers that question. There's a few others as well, but that's the one that I recommend. Obviously, do your research, look around. But yeah, if you want a recommendation, that's the one that I would give you. I think R1 as well has got quite a few VAs from there as well. So, you could always ask him as well what he thinks. So Alex is saying, when you outsource certain tasks along the way, which ones did you find made the most notable difference to scaling? For me, really, obviously being VAT registered, was not having to scramble for like a week before the VAT due date, chasing all the invoices and stuff like that, essentially. So that was a huge deal for me. Especially with my old accountant who insisted on having all those invoices. Spence. Yeah, so that's you made me lose my train of thought now. Yeah, so that's one big thing really. Obviously, you can use them to, and I'll be honest, I don't utilize my admin VA to the maximum, but that's obviously one thing. And just giving them any kind of task you want to do, you don't want to do. So, I mean, chasing, tracking returns could be one thing. Making sure you're getting reimbursed for those. Obviously, general reimbursements as well can be a good thing. Another thing I just get them to do is like just trace the entire, from me ordering to delivery to prep center, just to make sure there's nothing missing, all that kind of stuff as well. And there's a lot of leaks that happen in Amazon FBA business. Like maybe if you end up ordering loads of stuff on OA, there's definitely orders that you're going to forget about. In fact, I can think of one right now where it was partly my fault. I ordered it to I basically like mixed up the address. Half of it was like Cambridge and half of it was Nottingham, so it just went to nowhere basically. And this was like over a year ago now, and they said, oh yeah, we'll refund you when it comes back. And it's just never been refunded. So I'd keep meaning to myself to chase that up. I'll get my VA to do it actually, but it's probably too late now on that one. I think that was from I Want One of Those or something like it's called. The website, yeah. So it's partly my fault, but it should have gone back to them. They should have refunded me. So, but yeah, kind of chasing all the little leaks and stuff that can go into Amazon. And talking about leaks, oh yeah, I've just totally realised I've totally cocked up here. So don't know why it leaks, but yeah. The sponsor for this video I forgot to put on there, so my bad. I'm in trouble now. So obviously there's actually a load of leaks and things that can happen that can lose you money in Amazon FBA business. So obviously returns that come in that either don't get returned or don't get reimbursed, returns that get damaged, and potentially you can maybe claim some money back or fight those. If not, you need to actually like just eBay them. Or do what you need to do. There's a new service called Returnify, which deals with that for you, so they'll deal with all your returns. It's a sorely needed service, actually, that's needed in the industry, so I'm glad to see that's come along. Someone who's actually going to deal with all your returns for you and try and recover some money for you. Otherwise, you end up with like a death pile. And I know so many people out there, just including me, who just have massive piles of returns that they just can't deal with. So it's good to have that service out there. So Returnify, I think actually might be closing off because he's got too many people sign up. So I'm not sure if that's closed off yet. It's Jacob who runs it. So Twitch is actually ahead slightly, and the video quality is slightly better. Oh, okay, cool. There you go. Good for Twitch. That's good. Yeah, weird. Okay. Well, yeah, if you want to go on to Twitch. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even see the chat in Twitch actually. And there's no one's chatted in there. But yeah, so yeah, get the admin VA to do whatever you want, really. Basically, offload all the tasks onto them. So yeah, and I was actually speaking to a guy today who was asking about like admin VAs as well. And I was just and outsourcing tasks. I think a very important thing is obviously to know how you've done it yourself and document how you do it. And then, you've got then a good plan of action that you can pass on to your VA. So rather than trying to just explain it to them verbally, which definitely can be an issue with foreign VAs. One thing you might realize if you've got a VA from the Philippines is they're very polite. They're very... but their culture is not necessarily one that will like contradict you, if that makes sense. So if you can, I've had it before where I've basically said like, oh, do you understand that? I've explained something to them, said, oh, do you understand? They'll nod along. Oh, yeah, I understand it. And then they didn't basically because they don't want to essentially not talk back to you, but like not even question you. They just don't. They want to basically just like be yes men essentially. So it's always good to I think document these things in a spreadsheet or somewhere, and then you've got a process that you can go through. And then obviously between the two of you can improve that process over time. And you should have a process for everything that you do, whether it's reimbursements, chasing invoices, or whatever, essentially. And that way there's no, not excuses, but everyone knows where they stand, and if they do something wrong, then you can say, look, we've got a process for a reason, follow this process, or you can tweak it if something's gone wrong. So, yeah. I think that's some good advice for you or anyone who wants to do this. So, and I also think and again, I'm going to implement this in my business, having one VA to rule them all. I talked about this in my car vlog. I personally don't like having to not micromanage, but manage lots of VAs. I just don't enjoy it. So I think having just like one point of contact, and that person, their job is to essentially manage all the other VAs, make sure they're doing their tasks correctly, things like that is a good thing. So in that way, you've got that one point of contact, like your right-hand man or woman, is a good idea as well. So setting up that kind of structure where it's like you at the top, you've got your right-hand man VA there, and then everyone works underneath them. So yeah, that was not very well explained there, but anyway. Cool. Let me catch up with the chat there, make sure we've not missed anything anywhere else. Cool. So, hey Snappy, thanks for joining us. Sorry, I'm a bit running behind a little bit on the chat here. Let's have a look. Jacob's on there. It's profit sweep shilling for Jacob. So Rianne is saying, what's the deal with Natina? How much quantity can you order, and do you need to make multiple counts? So we just kind of covered that a little bit. So for what they told me is 30 units every 10 days essentially, so that's 3 orders of 10. That's the official number. You might be able to squeeze more in. I think for multiple accounts you can try it. I'm not sure. I've not tried it myself actually. So Brad's answered that as well. So that's the official word they told me. You potentially could do multiple accounts. If you go too crazy, they will probably catch you though. So, but I don't think that they're not like, even when you over order, they just say like, oh, we're not a wholesaler, we're cancelling some of your orders. So they're not like brutal and shut you down like Boots, who hate resellers. So they're not like too bad. I'm sure if you created like 30 accounts and went crazy, they may just give you a stern telling off. I don't know, but it's one of those things you got to kind of try it. Either find out from someone else, and if they don't know, you've got to try it yourself to find out. That's the best way to learn. You might find that Tino is a site that don't really care. They do kind of care, but they may not care too much about multiple accounts. So Jordan's saying, where did I find my VA? I got them from Outsource Central, both my admin and my sourcing VA from there. Check them out, Outsource Central. So should do a podcast with Returnify. Definitely should. I need to get back on the podcast 100%. I've been slacking on those massively. So I was doing pretty good on the first when I first started FBA Moguls, and I've been slacking ever since. So definitely need to get back onto those. Claudia's saying, can you create a shipment through the cheap Amazon postage label, ship from a different country? For instance, Amazon account in Germany wanting to ship Portugal, or any VAT issues? That's pretty... I mean, I'd say don't do it. Probably that probably won't work, but I don't know. I've never tried that, but if you want to try it, a test box, go for it. See what happens. Send an empty box and see what happens. But yeah. So Profits was asking, have I stopped normal reselling like Pokemon? That means essentially like almost like quick flips, I guess. For the most part, I stopped that a while ago. I first started selling, my first introduction to selling was like PlayStation, even before that, Nintendo Wii's, back in the day then, the controllers, those, where you can buy like a few items, and hopefully get more than a few, sell them, when something's hot. So I've done the PlayStations, I've done the Xboxes, the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5. I've done all that, and then obviously I've got into Amazon FBA, which is definitely more consistent. You can definitely make some good money when things are certainly like spicy. They're pretty hot. Like right now, Pokemon's going crazy. You can make some good money on Pokemon, but then it will just die off. Sometimes crypto goes crazy. You can make some good money on crypto, and it dies off. Sometimes, I don't know, something else goes crazy, and then it dies off. Like PlayStations, for example, Xboxes. They don't tend to last that long, these kind of like these spikes in demand. The hype essentially, whereas Amazon FBA is like consistent across the board. So you can do both. To be fair, I know Nuffles does. One friend of mine does that. So Lewis, but I've kind of like given up on those kind of things really. But I did. I do every now and then enter those sort of tops raffle things. Where you can get some tops cards, and I got some Marvel ones. I think it was Marvel. Tops Chrome Marvel, and I made like £500-600 on those. It's crazy. I got 2 boxes and I made like £500, which is crazy really. So I was pretty pleased with those, but I was very lucky to win that raffle. I think it's the EQ raffle site or something, I don't know. Anyway, so sometimes I'll get some things like that. I tried sneaker reselling in the past. I was useless at that, like the actual like trying to get into raffles and things like that. I think I won one decent raffle, and then the sneakers arrived and they had like glue stain on them, so I had to like return them. Anyway, fun times, eh? But no, I don't. But there's good money to be made in that kind of thing. If there's all sorts of weird little things, that have come around. I remember one time there was a really hot lead for, it was a Queen vinyl, limited edition vinyl. I think there was 1,000 available of each like one, and I think it was 500 in store, 500 online, and somehow I managed to get one for like £12. That's what they cost, like £10 or £12. And I got the We Will Rock You one, which is the best one. And I think I sold it for like £400. Now, I only can get one of those, so, that's a nice little bit of extra money, but you can't really build a business on that, which is where obviously Amazon FBA comes in. So you can do all these little quick flips, which are really nice, and make some extra money here and there, but the consistent business, is Amazon FBA, in my opinion. So MTT is saying, is Fast Track any good for VAs? They're okay. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I've had VA from them in the past. They're with my training, they turned into good VAs. But yeah, I've moved over to Outsource Central. That's where I get my VAs from now. So they're actually cheaper to start with, and in my opinion, they're better. So we've actually got a message from Kick, which is awesome. Hey, Fad High, thank you for joining us. Are you an Amazon seller? Are you interested in selling on Amazon? Let us know. I think you're the first person to comment from Kick on this stream. Unless I've missed, no, you are the first person, so congratulations. Alex is saying, let me just double check and make sure I'm not missing any chats here. So yeah, Ryan saying, are you off to Dubai anytime soon? Yes, I'm leaving on the 27th of February. So not too far away, 10 days. That's booked already. So then Alex is saying, do you have EFN active? Yes, I do. I do EFN. So sometimes there's some very good opportunities where the items are not doing very well in the UK, or maybe the price isn't very good in the UK, but it might be in Italy or Spain or other country, Germany. Germany's the biggest marketplace. They do they're selling for a profit. So I do EFN in that regard. I obviously did a lot of EFN when I did the you're looking nice and sweet. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I've totally lost my train of thought now. Yeah, 10 days for Dubai, exactly. It'd be nice to get out of this terrible weather in the UK. But yeah, EFN can be good. Yeah, I did it with the sneakers. I can't remembering where I was now. But yeah, it's they did pretty well. Germany was, I think 40% of my business came from, or revenue came from, or profits, I can't remember the exact one, came from EU, and a majority of that was Germany. But yeah, but then you had, and then the rest of them are pretty small, but they kind of add up to maybe 10% or something. So I'd say 30% of that was Germany, maybe 10% was all the other ones combined. Let me just catch up. We've got a question here on Instagram. How do you mainly source, bro? So in the past, my sort of favorite sourcing method was like newsletter sourcing, manual sourcing. So the whole theory behind this, by the way, is that everything we generally buy as Amazon FBA sellers is on sale. When you're doing OARA, it's like you're very rarely buying things at like full price. So we're looking to buy things that are on discount, on sale, on like the coupon code or whatever. And the theory behind the whole point of newsletters is you sign up to newsletters for like a bunch of different websites, 100, 200, whatever websites. And then every day they're going to email you out all their offers that are going on. They've got a sale on, they've got a discount code going on. And that gives you an idea of where to source. Doesn't mean you're going to find something, but it gives you a clue rather than just going to a random website and trying to source. It gives you a clue where to go. You go where the sales are. And then from there you can go through. And then you'll soon learn that some sites that run sales are literally, doesn't matter what sale they're running, they're bloody useless. You know, the prices are too high, or they don't like resellers or whatever, and you just avoid those. Then you'll find some other ones that are like every time they do a sale, or maybe they run a really good sale every 2 months or 3 months or 6 months or whatever, is a good place to buy. So yeah, you'll learn that as you go. So that's a good method. The other one as well is Cogita as well. Link for that in the description if you want to check that out. So I think that answers that question. Let's have a look here. Yeah, 10 days to buy. Have you upgraded your next Dubai flight? If so, how many X points do you spend? Yes, so I've only booked the one out there right now. I'm not sure how they'll feel about that actually. But yeah, it's Profit Sweep's answered for you. So I did, oh no, that's Profit Sweep, okay. So I booked Emirates from London Stansted to Dubai. It cost me 90,000 points and it was 550. Yeah, price basically is the cost for that. So it was 90,000 points, or 89,000 points I think it was. And that's 89,000 Amex points because it was a one-to-one transfer. And the good thing, Spence taught me this trick as well, is Qantas is a partner airline with Emirates. So you move your points into Qantas and then you go onto Qantas and you end up booking an Emirates flight. So yeah, especially if you're going to Dubai, it's basically all Emirates. You can even kind of like, depending on what day you're flying, you can even choose your plane from like a Boeing 777 to an A380. This time I'm going via 777. I already booked my seat. I'm in, oh God, I can't remember now. Window seat on the left, but yeah, at the back. So yeah, anyway, obviously traveling first class. Well, I've got the points. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, looking forward to testing that out. So let me catch up then. Claudia's saying, if someone created a listing and even managed to get the brand name under the title and he's only seller, can he kick me out of the listing? He is not the brand owner. I think he might be able to potentially issue with an IP claim, but you will be able to fight it because obviously the invoice you have is for that brand. So let's say, for example, I created since L'Oreal seems to be what everyone's talking about right now, a brand for L'Oreal, a listing for L'Oreal shampoo under the brand of L'Oreal, and then I guess because I'm the listing owner, maybe I can IP people. I'm not actually sure, to be honest. Maybe not, because I don't own the brand. But yeah, potentially I could IP people, but because it's under the L'Oreal brand, you should be able to just fight it with the invoice. So, but I'm kind of feel like they won't actually even be able to issue it in the first place, to be fair. So yeah, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, in fact, I'm almost certain you'll be fine. I don't think, because they're not the brand owner, I don't think they'll be able to IP you, but I can't 100% guarantee you on that one. Now, if they did that and created it under the brand of FBA Mogul, for example, then yeah, then they could IP you, and yeah, if that being under the brand of FBA Mogul, and then you got to try and fight and explain this thing to Amazon, which can be a nightmare. That the fact it's a L'Oreal Brighton, but under the brand of FBA Mogul, and yeah, you might win or lose that one. I don't know. It depends who you're talking to at Amazon customer support, and you probably lose it because they're useless. So Jordan's saying, what profit margin range do you keep between? I mean, ideally 30%, and my general sort of average, looking at SDK, is about 35%. When I'm sourcing, I'm looking at 30, but if I can find a fast selling item that's 20%, even a little bit less, I will take it. Obviously, you need to factor in like percentage returns as well. If you're making, only like 10% ROI or 5% ROI, it doesn't take too many returns to like wipe out your profit, depending on what the cost of the good is and stuff like that. So, and you need to factor in those kind of things. So, yeah, that's kind of one of the things you need to factor. But as a general rule, 30% ROI is the thing to go for. And then just, what I say to people normally when you're sourcing is buy 10 units, do 30% ROI, stick to 50 SPM or more, although you need to factor in how many sellers are on the listing, but that's kind of like a general rule of thumb. And then once you've got some experience under your belt, you can maybe tweak it a little bit, but there's a general rule of thumb for you. And sometimes you'll wish you bought more than 10 units, and sometimes you'll be glad you didn't. You only bought 10 because it like bricked or whatever. So there's a general rule of thumb for you, and then you can tweak that as you get more experienced, or if you find some certain categories or whatever that are better. Like, I used to sell items. They used to make me £30 profit per unit, but they only sold 10 per month. So, but yeah, I was happy with those. So Empire, buying the flight direct is better than upgrade. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So I think, yeah. So yeah, it's going well. 8K, how's it going for you? It's 12:30 in the morning for you, isn't it? So you're 4 hours ahead. So yeah, I'm good, thank you though. So Profit Sweep saying he booked via Quanta. I think I already read this probably. Yeah, I'm behind. Yeah, Emirates. Yeah, if you do direct to Emirates, it's 4-3. But yeah, if you go Qantas, it's 1-1. So until they patch that loophole, if you want to convert your points. So for me, for anyone who's got an Amex and they're saving up their points, you want to spend them on first class tickets or whatever. BA for me was 148,000 points, which is essentially 74,000 points each way for first class, and Emirates is 90,000. So I'm sure Emirates is better, but I think in the long run I'll just end up going BA because I can probably get an extra for every 4 flights I can get with Emirates. I can get 1 extra with BA. So we'll see what it's like. And maybe it's way better. Maybe that caviar is going to sway me. So MTT saying, how long did you buy for? About a month and a bit, I think. I've only decided to go for a month. I've not actually booked my return flight though, but I've booked accommodation for a month so far, ish, maybe 5 weeks. I'm not sure. It's pretty pricey. So the Airbnb is I think like next month is essentially March is quite a peak month, so the Airbnb cost me nearly £1,000 more for the same Airbnb, which is kind of crazy, really. So it went from 2,500 to 3,500. But yeah, I actually was really lucky with the Airbnb I got. I looked at some other ones, and they didn't look anywhere near as nice as the one I found. The one I've got, although it's a studio, it's 1,200 square foot, which is massive. So it's perfect for me for doing like work, for chilling out. Obviously got the sleeping area as well, the kitchen, and places where I can actually like sit on the laptop and stuff and do some filming. So it was a really good place. So I just put that one again. So Spence is saying you can do streams in Dubai. The law is around capturing people in the background, I believe. So the apartment should be okay. Yeah, in theory, should be okay. Yeah, I think I will be doing some when I go out there. So we'll see though. That's his legal advice, so he's guaranteeing. Yeah. Empire, will the wholesalers be looking into purchasing and take from Amex, or will you have to pay Amex to get your Amex points elsewhere? So yeah, my understanding is, and I've not actually confirmed this with this current wholesaler I'm talking to, but most wholesalers won't take Amex. If they do take Amex, there'll be a charge, and any kind of credit card actually there'll be like a 2 or 3% charge, which totally eliminates the point. The whole point of it. Let's say you need to spend £74,000 to get a first class flight, with BA, for example. So if you divide that by the 100 and then times that by 3, let's say, that's £2,100, which is still it's obviously a lot of money you're paying for the first class flight, but it's still cheaper than getting a first class flight, like paying for it. I don't know what it costs with BA. I think Emirates, I was looking, it was like £5,000 to get a one-way trip first class, Dubai to London. So yeah, Dubai to London, I think it was that route. So it's still technically worth it, I suppose. Spence, how are you doing all these? Because you must have spent all your points now. How are you getting all these points? What are you doing? Let me know. Yeah, so you need to try the A380. Well, it's too late. I've already booked the 777 now. I've already been on A380 before, so yeah, it's pretty good. So Ramadan will start in Dubai. Loads of people won't be eating, so you'll be there during the okay. So Ramadan all of March. Okay, that's fine. So I won't be allowed to eat then, basically. So no, I think they're pretty okay with that kind of thing, aren't they? So I do plan on actually cooking quite a lot. Actually, I think I ate out quite a lot last time. It's Profit Suite. So what do you pay then, Spence, to cash people out? I'm intrigued. So what do you pay for 100,000 points, let's say, or 90,000 points, which is one Emirates flight? Yeah, Dart is on definitely, Brad. Yeah, so I wonder if all the stuff that I bought there, like I bought some ramen noodle balls and stuff, is going to still be in the apartment. I'm going to have to buy them again because I left them behind. Okay, cool. Got some. Callum here is Callum says he's everywhere. He said on TikTok, YouTube, and now YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, so I am Callum. Sorry, I'm a bit late on the message, but yes, I am multi-streaming using some software called Streamlabs. The only problem is the chat's not all showing up. So but it's pretty good. It's working mostly good, which is pretty awesome. So just trying to get out there to more people, essentially. So if I'm sat here, then it'd be pretty awesome. I've got one viewer on Instagram, which I think's me. So, so yeah. Anyway, thank you for. I was a bit slow with the old sponsor logo, but thanks for Protector Pro for sponsoring the stream, though. Really do appreciate them. They've been supporting me for a good 7-8 months now, my YouTube channel. So absolutely do appreciate them. If you're looking to get a repricer, sign up for Protector Pro. It is the best repricer for Amazon FBA sellers. It's the one that I use. So Profit was saying 90k points depending on who it is. Some do me cracking deal 550 630. Why are they even bothering using Amex then? I'll buy those. Definitely. Oh my god, you're getting crazy deals there for points. That is mental. Yeah. Okay, so I need to ban someone here. What is it? Oh, that Twitch one's worked, I think. You're going to have to delete some chats. Yep. So how do I do this one then? How do I delete a chat here? I don't know how. Uh-oh. I actually don't know how to delete a chat. Manage suspicious user. Restrict them. I don't know how to delete them. I think. Block. They're blocked. Click their name. How do you delete thing though? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we've got some weird little. I don't know what he's even saying anyway. So I think it's gone now anyway. Cheap viewers on on some sort of stream thing. Great, yeah. Thank you, Big DW. Thank you for giving me the tip there. So it's awesome to see some people are using, if it is a spammer, on Twitch. So I may have to get a mod at some point. So anyway, that's crazy that people are selling their Amex points for so cheap. Can't they cash out the point for more money by? Hang on. So what do Amex pay? They pay 0.5%, don't they? Or 0.6%, 0.06%. If you convert it to cash. So, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, I'd do that. Let me know if anyone's got that. I don't want to fly anything but first class ever again. So, I've been spoiled now. So when my points run out, I'll be really upset. So I'll definitely have to buy some points off people. So yeah, if you want any Amex points you want to sell me for dirt cheap, let me know. I'll pay cold, hard cash. Yeah. Okay, interesting. You paid 0.007. Okay, cool. Interesting. Nice. 0.07. 0.0. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. I can't even think right now. That's good, though. Yeah, you got a really good deal there. Spence, you're always getting the good deals, so that's why you're so rich. So Spence is definitely the richest person I know, certainly on the stream anyway. So, yeah. But yeah, it's interesting anyway. So anyone got any more Amazon questions? It's been good so far, to be fair. We've had some really good questions. Let me just double check the Discord community. Yeah, we had someone actually saying they sold a Pokemon. This is more of an eBay question, but they sold a Pokemon set to someone. Zero feedback. Should they cancel? I said yes. It's. I mean, compared to Elon Musk, Spence, you are poor. I'll accept that. Yeah. Yeah. So definitely, I've had some a thing in the past where I sold something on eBay a long time ago, a Pokemon set, and they returned it, opened. Obviously, it was really weird because they basically, I guess, to put the weight up or something, or they didn't even do a good job on that. They put like an empty aftershave bottle, like a fake Rolex. They put some, what else was in there? I can't remember. I took some photos actually. I could probably dig up. Because obviously I submitted the case to, I think back then it was PayPal. And won that case. But yeah, they opened up the set and then took all the stuff. So Bert's is saying best way to make sure you're getting cash back from sites like Top Cashback and Quidco. Is that a question, or is that you want like to make sure that you're getting the best deal? I mean, those two you're pretty much sorted. There is another one called Complete Savings, but they don't like resellers, they don't like businesses, so they stole some money from me. But yeah, Top Cashback and Quidco are the best ones. I don't actually look at which one's the best. I just use Top Cashback because they're the most reliable ones. So I always just stick with Top Cashback, even if Quidco might be paying 1% more. I found with Top Cashback, everything just tracks and goes pretty well. So that's the one I stick to, and they are the goats, to be fair. And if you're not signed up, let me just get that for you. Actually, get the link for you. Let me crack that out here quickly. So yeah, and how do I even see? I don't know how to chat. Apparently, I sign in over here. So here we go. So if you guys want to check it out, there you go. So a very old link there, but if you guys want to sign up to Top Cashback, I know guys that and even me at one point when I was hardcore OAing, you make a full-time salary just from the cashback. So people that make £2,000-3,000 a month just from the cashback, and that is just the cream of the crop essentially. That's not even factoring your profits you're making. So that is just literally the cashback you're getting from buying OA. So if you get OA to a decent amount of scale, you can get some serious cashback. They say £1,000, £2,000, £3,000 a month. Kind of mental, really. So I mean, Complete Savings, they just basically stole like £300 or £400 off me. I can't remember how much it was. For those of you that remember, so there was the old Lloyd's Pharmacy kind of like a fire sale. I put so many of those through on Complete Savings, and they basically refused to pay me out. So there you go. Profit sweep 4-5k a month in cashback, and that is just the cashback. We're not even factoring the profit from Amazon FBA. That is just the cashback, which is crazy to think about. So, and then you factor in, and this is just all the little extras you get. You get your Amex points or your Capital on Tap points. Again, if you want links to those, let me know. Obviously, cashback as well. All these things add up. And, it was... complete savings do pay way more, but then if they suspect you're a business, they'll just cancel your account. I know a lot of people just keep creating multiple accounts, but for me, I'm just not going to give that kind of company any of my business. I'll stick to Top Cashback. They always, not saying that they always pay out, but they are legit. They're good. They chase problems. They don't limit you on the number of cash backs you get, especially if you tell them you're a reseller, which you can do, by the way. They're really good. So I like Top Cashback myself, and that's what I stick to. And I've made a lot of money out of there, over £10,000, I think. Let's have a look. How much have I made from Top Cashback? Oh, site is a bit slow at times. I can't remember. So like 10,000, 11. I can't remember. 11. I have to add up the numbers. So about sort of 10,000, let's say, for example. We've got a question here on Instagram, and thanks for joining us, by the way, Mark. What coupon extension do you use? I think the best one is Coupert. So Coupert is the best one. There are other ones. There's like Fatbird. Obviously, there's Honey. That one's a controversial one now. There is a bunch of others, but for me, the best one generally was Cooper. You can try and get 3-4 of them going, but then you're going to get spammed with all these pop-ups every time you navigate to a page. It all gets awful. It's even bad enough just having one of them, to be fair. But you can kind of turn them on and off as you're sourcing. Cooper's the best one, I think. So check that one out. So MTT is saying, is cashback using Top Cashback taxable? This is definitely a controversial question. I've seen many people argue both ways. I'll be interested to see what Spence says. My understanding is it shouldn't be. But they do all the same as Honey, to be fair. They do. They shouldn't be taxable because it's almost considered like a retailer saving. However, if you're doing it at any kind of scale, I reckon you possibly run into issues. I think the way around it is, and this is my understanding, is to is to don't cash it out as cash it out as vouchers, and that is a way to avoid it. But we probably need to get an accountant in here, and even if you've got two accountants, and they'd probably give you differing opinions. So I'll be interested to see what Profit Sweep says on this one, what they think. It's probably saying, exactly. Complete savings is good for starters, but they'll shut you down exactly once you scale. And Top Cashback is the GOAT, essentially. Hey RJ7, thank you for joining us on what is this? TikTok. Unfortunately, don't know why the chat's not showing up on the main screen, but I can see it here. Thoughts on Cogito, mate? Heard people in the space saying invoicing is hit and miss. Well, there is a setting. If you go to profile, your account, then profile, and scroll down, you'll be able to click the marketplace invoices. And that will only show you the suppliers that will provide you a marketplace invoice. Now, when it comes to, I don't know what you mean by invoicing hit and miss. Are you talking about maybe ungating or authenticity? Or just like getting an invoice? I'm not sure what you mean there. So, let me know what you think. If you want to clarify that, I can hopefully answer that for you. But I've spent a fortune that I probably spent, I don't know, I probably could ask, but it's got to be £400,000 on that site. Probably, I don't know. I actually don't know. It might be authenticity. So RJ7 saying for authenticity. So as long as you can get the Cogito and the supplier invoice, you should be golden. There have been a few times where the Amazon have actually contacted the supplier, and Spence told me about this, and the supplier just didn't answer. I think there was one in Spain. If that happens, which absolutely sucks, firstly I'd report it to Cogito. And it's very unlucky if that happens. But in that case where Amazon are contacting the supplier and they're not responding, it's not ideal. So that's the only time I've heard of that problem. But I've never had any issues in terms of like if I had the Cogito invoice and the marketplace invoice, you'll be fine. So he says RJ is saying there's so many leads want to buy but don't want to risk the Amazon with authenticity. As long as you've got the marketplace invoice, you should be fine. So but if you're going to try it, maybe just start slow and see where you go. It's obviously up to you. If you want to give it a go, there's a link in the description. You can get £100 excluding VAT off your first order using the code FBA Mogul, all caps. So that can certainly help with your first order. Profit says let me just catch up quickly. My tax advisor who isn't your everyday accountant says cashback via business activity is taxable income. Yeah, that's what I thought, basically. If you're just doing it as a consumer, then it'd be fine. But when you start doing crazy amounts like profit sweep 5, 10K a month, whatever, it's going to be hard to argue. Yeah. How would an accountant even know on this question? Well, if you've got that money coming into a bank account, then it has to be, it has to come from somewhere. If you just have it going to vouchers, then I think it's a different story. But again, I'm not 100% sure. Again, speak to your accountant. Every accountant will give you a different answer. There is definitely a difference between doing it as a normal consumer and as a business. So make sure they understand that as well. So and if you cash out as vouchers, your accountant wouldn't know. So yeah, Snappy Fish saying that's what I was told and checked into. Cash via business is taxable. Yeah. So just do it as vouchers, I guess. So I guess. And yeah, it makes sense to me, to be honest. It makes sense to me. But yeah, RJ7, let me know if you want to DM me. We can, if you want to run a lead past me first before you buy it, let me know. We can get you signed up on there. But yeah, you should be fine if you've got the marketplace invoice. I'd say always just get only source on Cogito with marketplace invoice, especially if you're a new seller. If you're an existing seller who's been around for 2-3 years, when you get an authenticity claim, you don't get banned immediately like new sellers, then you can definitely take more of a risk, I suppose. I'm not saying you should do that, but every now and then if I see a really good deal with no marketplace invoice, I might take a gamble on it. But no, 99% of stuff I buy is marketplace invoice. So for that authenticity stuff. So it's definitely interesting, with the whole taxable situation. So Smarty FBA, can I use the marketplace invoice from Cogito to fight auth claim and ungating? You can, yes. Now, how successful you'll be with ungating, I've seen it 50-50. I've always said ungating with Cogito invoices is 50-50. Sometimes I've tried and I kind of given up and I just went to Nintendo, got bored. But I know other people literally first time they've tried to ungate, quite a tough brand, they just got it through with Cogito. Again, it's like every invoice and everything with Amazon FBA with ungating. It's just so variable. There's no like right or wrong answer. It's just literally you could have two people do the exact same thing with the same invoice and one will get a different result to the other. So that's it. So Empire saying, I wouldn't have thought the cashback would be seen as a discount on the COG, meaning higher profit for the sale and therefore higher tax, but I guess not. Technically, that's essentially how it will come out at the end of the day on your accounts, I suppose. It would just technically be classed as income, so it doesn't matter which way you kind of swing it, whether you take that off the COG. But, it depends on your accounting strategy, I suppose. But at the end of the day, it's normally, when it comes to accounting, is like they look at the income and the outgoings, I suppose. I'm not an accounting expert, to be fair, so I'm just going off actually what a lot of OSM told me, and they're bloody awful. So I probably could speak to my accountant and actually ask RT Accounting. Essentially, it doesn't matter which way you swing it, I suppose. If you're banking it in cash, you're going to have to pay tax on it. So don't bank it in cash. Not tax advice, financial advice, or accounting advice. Speak to your accountant. But it's definitely an interesting one. So let's have a look here then. Any other questions in the other groups or channels? It's weird. It says here I've got so many people joining on Instagram, but only 0 watching. So I don't know if that's right or not. But yeah. I was thinking whether I should get into gaming streaming, actually. Start doing some gaming in the evenings or something, just to mix things up a bit. I've got my Xbox, of course. I've got my PC down there, which literally is such a waste of money. I've got like a decent ish gaming PC. It's probably getting a bit old now. I don't game. What other graphics card have I got? 7800, 70 something. Yeah, maybe. I can't remember. Maybe I should do some gaming and get the PC open or something. I don't know. But yeah, so let's have a look here. Profit sweep saying discount on COG, high profits equals tax, but my wife says not to. It's income rather than discount. Yeah, so I think when essentially the way that HMR see it, my understanding, my research is if you're a normal consumer and you get cash back on your purchase, it's in that regard it's considered essentially like a discount or a discount on the purchase essentially, or a retailer rebate. But obviously there's a different tax treatment for consumers versus businesses. So they'll consider that differently. So obviously HMRC, well, I was going to say this with Labour in, let's not get too political here, but wouldn't be chasing you for the 20 quid you got back on top cashback for your personal purchase. But who knows what they'll end up doing. All they can look at right now is taxing you for more money. So, but yeah, that's a whole other story. Yeah. Spend hours on Twitch talking to yourself. I mean, it's okay, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just an idea. I actually do quite enjoy this. I enjoy interacting with you guys. So, there's only so long I can talk about Amazon for, really. So having something kind of, I guess, I don't know, different, I suppose. I'm not sure I'm going to do it, but I'm not like a hardcore gamer, to be fair. In my old age, definitely don't get that need to game as much anymore. I play like once a week on a Friday. But yeah, it was interesting. Just an interesting idea. No idea what game I play though. But yeah, it's yeah. So Claudia's saying, would Kogita price drop server be useful on its own without Arbisource? So it's easy. It does have the drops, but I would say no. I think you need to pair it with Arbisource personally. That's kind of almost the way it's designed. To use it with Arbisource. So I would say you can do it, but I wouldn't advise it. You don't necessarily have to use Arbisource though, although I obviously promote Arbisource. Link in description for that. Get 30% off your first month with the code FBA Mogul 30. There is other opportunities you can use. There's Buybot Pro, have a wholesale scanner. There's some other ones as well. So if you've already got one of those tools, then take advantage. You're already paying for it. Use one of those wholesale scanners. But there's Sellability as well as another one. There's a few out there, so you can use those. So, but yeah. MTT, how long is a tourist visa on Brit passport? 30 days. Have you got longer this time? So I'm 99% sure, I hope anyway. It's now 90 days for British passports. It recently changed. So yeah, that's what the Emirates website says. And yeah, and I definitely remember it being 30 days on there. They recommended, it was not recommended, said it was 30 days. Now it says it's 90 days. So yeah, I'm only going over by a little bit. So you just get a fine, I think. Yeah, so it won't be too bad. I'm only going to go for a month. So I was tempted to go for 2 or 3 months, but it's quite expensive. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I still need to decide if I'm going to move out there. I'm pretty sure I am going to move out there. I'm just not sure I'm going to do it this year because obviously the tax year starts April 1st. So if I do go, I kind of need to go April 1st, essentially, not to use up my 45 days that I can spend in the UK in the first month, essentially. So I need to save those for Christmas and times like that. Otherwise, the whole exercise becomes pointless. So Dilly's saying, how much of a lift in sales will I expect using PPP? So if you're using another repricer, then I don't know, it's very hard to give a number here, but maybe 5 or 10%, maybe, I don't know, it's very hard to say. If you're not using a repricer at all, then it's literally like night and day. So if you're not using a repricer, then getting onto Profit Pro, again, link for that in the description, by the way. All these are affiliate links, by the way, they help me out. Everything I do here is for free, so that's kind of like the reward I get. So if you enjoy what I do and you find it entertaining or educational and you want to give back, then that's a way to do that. Yeah, it doesn't cost you any more money. But yeah, if you're not using a repricer, literally I've had so many messages of people saying, oh my God, my sales like doubled overnight from not using a repricer to using Profit Pro. So yeah, it's crazy really. So yeah, Brad, it all depends on there's essentially like a test for how many days you can spend in the UK. Because I own a property in the UK, I believe in my first year, if I become a tax resident of Dubai, I can only do 45 days in the UK. I believe it goes up in the second year to 60 days and then up from the third year to 90 days. But because I own a residence in the UK, it basically limits you to, and again, I need to triple check this. 45 days is the most I can spend in the UK, but I'd need to 100% check that. But even if you are like a tax resident, 90 days is the absolute maximum you can do in the UK. But for me, because I've got a residence here, it's 45 days. I don't think I even stay in the residence. Yeah, so in for that period, I was looking actually earlier today, and yeah, I've actually got the PDF like up here. Let's have a look quickly somewhere. Yeah, Dubai Residency Guide, and it says here, for example, like if you was your only home in the UK, and was it available to you for a period of at least 91 consecutive days, and occupied for you by at least 30 days in the tax year. If you click yes to that, you are a tax resident of the UK. So essentially, if you occupy that home for 30 days, so it means even if I come here for 45 days, I can't spend more than 30 days in my own home. Crazy, right? But that's if you're only home. So I think if you own one in Dubai, potentially it's different. So owning a home in the UK really hurts you. It's just, essentially it's at least ties that you've got essentially that affect the debt, you know. But this is getting all pretty technical and stuff like that. So yeah, it's the big tie exactly. So yeah, that's something I have to get rid of essentially. Sell up, but then yeah, I don't know, yeah. So that's the big one. There's basically a whole thing you can go through. Which basically tests whether you're a tax resident of the UK. Hey, MKB, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Sorry I missed your hi there, but thank you for joining us. I'm still not very good at keeping up with the chat. But yeah, so let's have a look here. So MKB saying, do we have to apply FN SKU labels or SKU labels on all Cogita products before send to Amazon, even if the EN codes match? So I recommend you do. It's not just Cogita items. I recommend with all items you put your own SKU labels on them. That way, that item is definitely tied to you. If you can use the manufacturing barcode, no problem. But then that item essentially goes into what's called commingling, which essentially means if I send in 10 items, you send in 10 items, they're all manufacturer barcode. They essentially get mixed up together. And then maybe someone buys an item from you, but it's my item. Now, if I'm a bad actor and I don't know, let's say we're saying electronics and I maybe put used electronics in there, you're the one that's going to get the bad review for it. So I think Amazon do say they can know, but I don't think they can. Yeah, so always label up the barcodes. Yes, commingling. Actually, in theory, Snappy, it sounds like a really good idea until I had so many returns and I was like, why am I getting so many returns? And I think it was because people were doing dodgy stuff. I don't know. I can't say for sure. I had so many Philips irons returned that were literally brand new from Amazon, and then I was getting so many returned that were leaking and damaged, and just like I think, and I was commingling with that. I think some people were doing some dodgy stuff, but it's very hard to say though. So yeah, Prophecy saying 30-day visa, you get 10 days grace period, so technically 40 days. That's good. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be there more than 40 days. Yeah, Brad, yeah, the house affects it massively. So you can't even stay, even if for 45 days, if I get that, I can't spend more than 30 days in my own home. Otherwise I become a tax resident again. You know? So it's ridiculous. But well, you know, they've got some specific rules. Yeah, so Profit Suite does 90 days in the UK. La-dee-da. It's alright for you, isn't it? I'll have to slum it with 45 days. But yeah, commingling. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. Is I would put your own sticker, your own barcode on all items, and that way they're all linked to you. So definitely, yeah. So hey, WizardCam7, thanks for joining us on TikTok. Do you pack your items yourself? I do not anymore. I did when I first started. I did for a very long time, actually, longer than I should have. But now I use a prep center. I use Warehouse Goblins as my prep center. And by the way, if you want to join my Discord community, there should be a link in the description for that. I'm giving away, well, not me, but Warehouse Goblins is doing a giveaway where we're giving away 500 free items of prep. So 5 times 100 essentially. So 5 people can win 100 free prep items. So if you want to give the good way for people to test out a prep center, if you're getting free prep, which is pretty nice, or if you're already there and you win, then you get some free, you know, it's worth like 40-45 quid per person, which is not too bad. So yeah, so just Brad saying, not sure how you're going to stay at your massive apartment for 90 days. My apartment's not massive. Oh, okay, yeah, yes, okay, yeah, saying Profit Sweep, yeah. Their apartment is, I don't know how many square foot it is, but it's, yeah. So I think, Spence, your lease is coming up, isn't it? You guys are moving to Thailand for a little while. Is that still your plan? Or no, not Thailand, Bali, I think. So is that still your plan? Or Carbo's saying, is Profit Sweep any good? I need to ban some of these shillers, really. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Carbo. Thanks for coming in and immediately shilling Profit Sweep. Link for that should be in the description, by the way, if you want to check that out. But no, WizardCam, I don't prep myself anymore. It just gets too much hassle. So to be honest, prepping yourself is a good way when you first start to save money. Prepping yourself, absolutely. I also think I recommend actually everyone prep themselves at least for maybe a month or two just to understand the process. But then obviously I think if you want to start scaling, if it starts taking up your time, taking up your evenings, then definitely move that onto a prep center. Focus on the core business. So Profit Sweep Bali for 1 to 2 months, yeah. So they have to find somewhere else to live. So that'd be interesting to see where you end up. Are you guys going to move, do you think, to the same area of Dubai, or are you going to try somewhere else? Let me know what you're thinking there. So I was looking at some different places, but I kind of really like the marina. So even though it's one of the most expensive places, which is kind of... don't make me ban you, Carlo, probably. Money does go a long way in Bali, yeah. So, it'd be good to get out there, I suppose. And it should be nice weather, obviously a bit more relaxed, kind of environment. And, Dubai, I do enjoy Dubai, to be fair. But I've not stayed there for a long period, though. But yeah, we'll see, I suppose, if I decide to move out there or not. That's the big question. It is very expensive. And I've basically engineered a life that is relatively frugal and I say that wearing a bright thing, but generally frugal and don't have rent or mortgage to pay in the UK and stuff. So I live pretty cheaply. So I go from basically living very cheaply to paying a fortune in rent, like £3,500 a month in rent, which is just crazy. So long term, I'd always look to buy out there, although prices of properties are insane as well. Manworks, yeah. Let's not talk about it. I don't want to get beaten up by that guy. So, yeah. So, NT, why don't you stay in Dira city centre this time? Cheap and easy to move around via metro. Marina, I like the water. So, I like being near the water. I like going out for those daily walks along the beach, along the marina. That's essentially what I'm going for. I, enjoy the exercise there. I enjoy going out and seeing the water, seeing the sea. The sand, all that kind of stuff. That's what I want. Yes, I could definitely stay somewhere way cheaper, but I want that scenery, and I love it around there. So so that's what I like. And so if I moved out there, I would my first thing I'd buy, apart from maybe a property or something, is even before a car, I'd try and get a boat if I could. I'd love to get a boat. That'd be pretty awesome. If you're on the coast, you're in the on the marina, definitely got to get a boat, right? So I'll buy Spence's boat off him, so he'll let it go cheaper, I reckon. But yeah, I'll just get a little fishing boat, nothing too crazy. That's what I'd like to do. Living the dream, right? So it's going to be pretty cool. So Dilly is saying not a what? I don't even like word cancer. I don't even know what that word is. Cancerian. But yeah, I love the water. I'm like I just love the water, to be honest. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Yes. No. I don't know what star sign I am. I don't even know. I did know, but I don't know. Simon is super rich though. He'll be living in the villa and the Palm soon. Well, I'm staying in the Palm for 5 days. I did get a pretty reasonable deal on a nice Airbnb actually. So it wasn't too. It's like £100 a night actually, or something. Maybe 110 a night. Not too bad really for the Palm. So yeah, and it's got a really nice view of the marina. I'll see if I can get a picture. So let me have a look if I can get it up. Then you'll all be like going and tracking it down to the geolocating it, and then like I don't know, coming and visiting me or something. Oh god, how do I do this? Messages. Can I get a picture? I would like to stay in the Palm more, but it's too expensive. Here we go. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Can I do like a screenshot? People will probably geolocate this to the exact like coordinates in okay, that's a really bad sorry, apologies for that. Don't know why that's gone so crazy, but that's the view from the balcony, which is pretty sick. So oh god. So yeah, I'm only staying there for a few days though. It's like 5 days, so that's pretty nice anyway. So how do we hide that anyway? So yeah, that'll be pretty good. The Palm is like a really expensive area. So if anyone looks at Dubai on Google Maps, by the way, and you see this artificial island that looks like a palm tree, that's essentially one of the places I'm staying for just 5 days. So because it's too expensive. So let me catch up. I don't know what star sign I am. I don't follow that kind of stuff. What is it? I don't know. I have to Google it. I don't know. No idea. Simon, do you ever travel in eco for long flights anymore? I mean, at some point I will have to when I run out of Amex points. But if I can buy them cheap off Spence, and maybe even give him a tiny little markup if he can buy them for me, or I can get a hookup to buy cheap points, and I'll stick to first class or business class. But when the points run out, then I'm screwed basically, because I ain't paying $5,000 per way for a flight. No way. I don't care how rich. Well, okay, if I become like a multi-millionaire, maybe, but even then that'd be expensive. I'd rather go business maybe. Ban Carbo, I know. What, banning from Profit Sweep? Yeah. So yeah, Carbo is staff at Profit Sweep, I'm pretty sure. So he's coming and shilling things. I need to ban them both. Oh dear. Anyway, so it should be good. So I'm actually looking forward to sitting outside a bit more, actually, on like our balcony. It was a little bit chilly in the evenings when I was there in February. January, sorry. Yeah, January and then beginning of February. The weather's getting warmer now in Dubai, so I'll be able to sit out, in the evenings, which would be pretty awesome, without freezing to death. You can hook up FBA mode, exactly. Perfect, thank you. I'm going to need it at some point. I think I've got enough for, what have I got? I've got 640,000 Amex points left, which is enough for 4 return flights, BA, I think. So not too bad. But then, say if I move out to Dubai, then I'll have to travel my parents via first class, or at least business class, so that'll cost me. If they want to come and visit me. So Bert's quick survey. What platform do people use for FBA? So, yeah, absolutely. PC-wise, Microsoft, PC, or Apple products. So Profit Sweep's a Gates fanboy. He likes his Windows laptops. He doesn't understand Macs. That's the problem. They're too complicated for him. Which is weird, actually, because you like programming, and programming on Windows is freaking awful. It's like the worst experience ever. And programming on a Mac is like a delight. So it's so weird you chose Windows, actually. But yeah, fair enough. I use Mac myself. I'm a Mac fanboy. In fact, I'm just surrounded by Mac stuff. I just like things that work, basically. So, and that's why Macs. I'm a fan of Macs. They look good. They last. They got good resale value. They just work. Don't ever really go wrong. And that's I like them. So they're good. They are expensive though. And I was looking the other day actually at new Mac, and the amount they charge for RAM and storage is an absolute travesty. Program Mac is not awful. If you do any kind of survey of anyone who programs outside of the Microsoft ecosystem, it will basically be a Macs and some Linux people who are crazy hardcore. Everyone does have a choice. If you want to make the wrong choice, that's fine. Make it hard on yourself. That's fine. Macs are way better in my opinion. But you can do it on Windows if you want. So if you're crazy. The only guy I knew who had a Windows laptop for programming put Linux on it. So yeah. Hey, AB28, thanks for joining us. Big Mogul, thanks very much. Yeah. So that's such a Mac fanboy thing to say. I like things that just work. So yeah, I mean, my experience with PCs, I mean, admittedly, is like, I don't know, like I've got the one down there that I don't really use, but it is like 20 years ago when I used to build them myself, and yeah, they weren't exactly the most reliable things in the world. So yeah, I'm like looking back quite far. I just like the Macs. I guess one good thing, like, you've got like a 5-year-old MacBook, at least you can sell it for some okay-ish money. Whereas that Windows laptop, you're basically taking down the tip. When's next MacBook giveaway? End of the year probably. I'll probably just do it once a year, Carbo. So I'm not made of money. So you know what's hilarious? I see like John Lewis, like, he sent an email out there. Oh, we're giving away like a £500 voucher, and that's like to their entire customer base. And I gave away a £1,000 MacBook. So yeah, it's kind of, I definitely overdid it, I think, a little bit. But yeah, maybe every oh, thank you, Carbo, I appreciate it. So when Profit Sweep giveaway in FBA, I think you got your schedule in for next week, mate, haven't we? So yeah. I think I've got 5 or 6 weeks worth of giveaways scheduled in, so which is pretty awesome. So, Spence, when's the Profit Sweep sponsorship for this video? That's what I want to know. When you're going to pay for that logo down there? with Profit Sweep. Although you're basically in here anyway, shilling Profit Sweep the entire time. I should be charging you to be in here. So, but yeah, I'll cut you a deal, mate. It's fine. Let's have a look. Any other chats in the old other groups? No, we're all good. So, oh no, we do actually. Yeah, we've got one in the Instagram. Cool. So this is awesome having all these different things. So Mo Gill is asking, yo bro, is it an issue if you order on Cogita but it comes with no marketplace invoice? It can be, yes. If you get an authenticity claim, it can be kind of tough to fight it. Not a guarantee that you'll have problems, but it could be an issue. So just be careful. Try and stick to those marketplace invoices if you can. But yeah, so exactly, Carbo. Yeah, when you can talk proper numbers. So yeah, sure. You can sponsor the stream for £100. There you go, mate. £100. I'll do you a deal. Yeah, and you can shell Profit Sweep all you want. I'll even say it's a good group as well if you want. No, it is a good group, to be fair. So, but yeah, it's So Cogita, yeah, stick to those marketplace invoices if you can. I'm not saying you will get an authenticity claim, but if you do get one and you don't have the marketplace invoice, essentially what Amazon are doing right now is they're saying we want your supplier, which is just ridiculous. So even if you've got an Latino invoice, there's sometimes we need your supplier, which you're never going to get. So that doesn't happen too often, but every now and then it can. So yeah, it's like being a bar with lads, exactly. Yeah. So oh my god, you should have seen those guys in Dubai. It was like hanging around with a bunch of school children between Josh and Spence. Oh my god. But yeah, so we definitely pissed off a few taxi drivers. I don't know what actually star rating did Josh get from that last Yukon we got, because you guys were pissing him off so badly. He was huffing and puffing so much with you guys. Yeah. So Nadeem's saying, how do we get marketplace invoices? So when you buy or buy an item or add an item to cart in Cogita, go to cart. On the top right hand side, or kind of like where the order is, I guess, of the cart, you'll see it says marketplace invoices. If it says that, it means you get one. If it's not there, you don't get one. You can also go to your account, go to profile, scroll down, and check box marketplace invoice filter, I think it's called. And essentially that will mean it'll only show you items from suppliers that give you invoices. Once you've done that and you've ordered, you can then email them, say, hey, I want an invoice, and I'll send you the invoice. So there you go. Profit, you know what is free? Me and chat promoting Profit. Is it free though, mate? Your time's valuable. Time is valuable. You could be out there programming another feature for Profit Sweep. That could be worth thousands. You got to think about that. A man of your hourly earnings, you probably make, I don't know what you make an hour. You need to think about these kind of things a bit more. So yeah, definitely something to think about. What was that? Yeah, and this sounds so bad. It sounds. I don't know if the word arrogance the word or just like, I don't know. But I went for a Subway on Friday and they were just so slow. So I went to Subway. I was like, I fancy a Subway. It took like half hour to get the Subway, and I was just like, and the only reason I went there is because it was buy one get one free on the 6-inch sub. So I thought, oh, I'll treat myself, whatever, save. I'm sat there for half hour waiting for this thing because I stupidly went during school when schools came out. And there were just like 3 people, serving that were just super slow. I was like half hour, and I'm just like this for this like £8 sandwich. I'd been better off, and it sounds so like arrogant and stuff, but like getting it delivered via Deliveroo, paying like £5 delivery, and spending that half hour working, or doing something to grow the business. Definitely when I don't know, it's weird, but you gotta kind of think about that a little bit more, like. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I obviously wasn't expecting it to take half hour to get one Subway, but definitely worth thinking about. Is it just get to the point where you're making enough per hour where you're better off? This sounds so arrogant. I apologize. Where you're better off paying for the delivery, which I hate doing, by the way, because it feels like a rip-off. But actually, in the long run, you're better off. Now, if you're actually going to work. So yeah. I probably want to start. Yeah, so reckon you can charge PS double what you charge everyone else to sponsor your next video. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. So that's what I'm hoping. MBK saying thanks. I am doing FBA last 12 years. Oh my god! So you've got way more experience than me. You should be doing this. I should retire and let you take over. 12 years. I'm happy to help. A lot of the knowledge that I've got is just come from experience and come from talking to other people and learning from other people. Better to learn from other people's mistakes than your own. So there's a little tip for you. But yeah, well, yeah. Thanks for joining us. Anyway, I'm glad you're enjoying the thing. And yeah, my God, you probably got some good stories from 12 years, man. So supporting a mate beats thinking about our way. No, true. I do appreciate you being here, Spence. I'm joking, you know. So yeah, you're definitely keeping the chat going, which is awesome, and answering some good questions as well. So yeah. But no, yeah, it's something that just I thought about the other day with the Subway, and I was like, oh, I wasted all this time on a very busy day actually, and to save like £2 on the sandwich. I should have just got it delivered. So yeah, yeah, it's a weird mindset to think about, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, interesting anyway. So it sounds very arrogant, I suppose, and stuff. But yeah, hopefully you all get to that point where you're making decent money per hour and you think about that kind of thing. So yeah. If a sponsored video Carbo gets blocked on all future streams, that can be arranged. My morality is for sale, so that can be arranged. No problem. Auto Antic says, do you think Cogita is saturated? I don't at all, actually. Is it harder to get deals now? As in, like, it used to be that a good deal would be on there for days, you know, or hours and hours and hours. Now you can still get deals and they still last for a few hours. Maybe the really killer ones go really quickly, like in the hour or in 5-10 minutes or whatever. But there's still loads of deals on there, honestly. You know, so I was actually speaking to someone today. I think it was Bert who was asking. I think it was Bert. Oh, I lose track. I had quite a few meetings today, actually. He was asking, like, oh, how many people in Cogita price drops? And I was like, well, there's about 35. And then he's like, oh, yeah, 35 people on the drops. I'm like, I doubt 5 of them are even looking at the drops, any one single drop, maybe 10 people. So it's not like because there's 35 people in there. Same with Profit Sweep. I don't know how many members you got, like maybe 400 or 500. Just because something pings out doesn't mean 500 people are buying that lead. It's not even like 10%. You know, it's probably 5% or that even see it, let alone buy it. So there's definitely still plenty of deals to be found on there. Like, you know, there's plenty. It's still, in my opinion, a money printer. Just make sure you're getting those marketplace invoices. Yeah, so what retail stores do you recommend for sourcing products? That's a very controversial question, mate. So that's basically saying, where do you buy your profitable stock from? Yeah, I can't answer that. You know, that's a difficult one. Yeah, I thought it was you, but yeah. So, but yeah, I think what I say that is very true. To be fair, so yeah, auto. I mean, I've talked about in the past where I've ordered, but I'm not gonna just say like, yeah, you can't do that. So that's the bit you guys got to figure out, right? Sourcing is the most important part of this entire business. Once you figure it out, you'll be making plenty of money, but you got to figure it out. So if I tell everyone, then it'll be no good anymore. So what is the average ROI across your inventory on Amazon? So, oh god, that's a good question. I have no idea. 30%, I guess. Basically my lifetime's like 35%, and that is a number that was pretty solid. Pretty much up until about Q4, in which case, and when I started selling off a load of stock, I had a bunch of stock that was not doing very well. I was either breaking even, maybe taking a slight loss. I took the opportunity in November, December, to not only sell lots of stuff that was profitable, but also liquidate a bunch of stuff. So my profits went down to about 26%. So that maybe have hurt because I did like 350k sales in Q4. So that probably hurt my percentage overall. But yeah, 30%, you know, something like that probably. That's pretty much where I aim for as a general rule. But I'm not, you know, it's yeah, something around there. So probably we don't have 500. It's probably way more than that. Yeah, monthly we have 325, not including yearly or lifetimes. Okay, cool. So yeah, probably about 400 then, maybe something around there. So it just shows you really like these things are not like saturated. I know there's some groups out there, you know, that have got several thousand members, and obviously they ping something out. You know, it's 5% of those members. It's enough to kill the listing. But yeah, there's still plenty of deals out there. So I say with Cogita, with all these things, but yeah. So Carbo says, how many do you have profits total? Well, it's probably about 400, isn't it? Something around there. What was it? It can't be. Well, it's not going to be more than. I doubt. I don't know how many lifetimes you got, but yeah, something around there probably. So, Close to 100. So, FBA Mogul, did you know we're going to launch a normal wristling? So I did know that, mate. You told me that ages ago. What's it called, by the way? So, do you want to tell us what it's called? But yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. All these little, I don't know what you call them. Just like not normal. It's like I call them like quick flips or like one-off flips, or I don't know what they'd like. What you'd actually call them. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like just a reselling group, I suppose, where it's not FBA, but it's like eBay flips, I guess, probably because most of them end up on eBay. I don't know what you actually kind of call that thing, but yeah, you're buying like the 1 or 2 Pokemon boxes here and there. You're coming you're I don't know, some sort of Chrome Tops win a hype sneaker or something. Hype. I don't know what you even call it, to be honest. Hype reselling or something. I don't know. Like there's some crazy one the other. I actually probably can't say. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. The group, I'm in a group where they resell stuff, but they're very strict about leaks. So I probably actually can't say what it is, but yeah, I don't want to get kicked out of there. Not that I really use the group that much. I still want to get kicked out though. But Wizard, yeah, come and join my Discord community. There's a link in the description. Or if you can't find it, go to my FBA Mogul at YouTube. There's links all over the place there or whatever. And I can recommend you an accountant, but the one that I use is, do you just phone anyone? No, I use a specific one that's is an Amazon seller. Well, they know about Amazon. I think they've sold Amazon in the past. They're very experienced with Amazon sellers. I use one called RT Accounting. So that's one I recommend. Do not go with Awesome. They are literally awful. I had a story which I was telling people the other day. I was literally begging them to do my first VAT return. They just kept being late and late and late on my very first VAT return. They just kept, ignoring my messages. They were not ignoring them, but kept saying, "Oh, don't worry, they're really like lenient on your first VAT return." And I've literally was getting letters through the post from HMRC, threatening letters. It got to the point where they said, "Right, you've got 7 days to pay what we think you owe in VAT. We're going to send the debt collectors around." Awesome was still like, "Oh no, it's fine, chill out, don't relax." I had to basically send a nasty message on LinkedIn, like a public post, to actually get anywhere with that. It was awful. Yeah, they really screwed me on that one. It did get done eventually, and I got a VAT refund. But yeah, it's do not go there. But RT Accounting was come join my community if you're not already in there. There's a link there for RT Accounting. You can even get 5% off with my link as well. So off your RT Accounting bill, which is pretty nice. So yeah. So let's have a look then. Catch up with the old. Yeah, Rayan, fair to say mostly it's Kogita. Oh, on Kogita. Yeah, I'd probably say Kogita because it's wholesale. The ROI is maybe a little bit lower. 20% probably like a good average, I'd say. You do get some ones that are way better than that, but as an average, I'd say 20%. Yeah. What was your high profit in December worth the worst Q1 from unsold stock if you averaged out the profits? It would have been if I actually carried on buying stock, but because I went to Dubai, I stopped buying. I've definitely got some items that I'm going to have to just hold on to a little bit. So I definitely overbought on some items, but all those items I bought, by the way, that have not doing very well, or had 50 SPM or more in like January, February, March and stuff like that. So it's not like they completely died off after Christmas. So I was very careful on some of the very deep items I went on to make sure they actually still sold in the new year. I think it drops below 50 in a month, I think, before summer, and then comes back again. But yeah, essentially, they still sell. So I was very careful with that one, especially on 1 or 2 that I went deep on. I mean, yeah, I made like 40. I don't know what I made. Let's have a look. 42 was it? I said 43. Can't remember. Something like that right now. I can't remember. And this is obviously refunds are all coming now. I obviously need to factor in some prep costs and stuff, but. Oh my god, I just clicked off the filters. Let me have a look quickly. October 1st to December 3rd. Yeah, okay, so there. Click submit. So I did 350,000, pretty much exactly. 350,710 in revenue. I did just shy of 42,000 profit. Knock off 5k for expenses, I guess. So not too bad, really. So it's okay. I really held back on October, November. I definitely made some mistakes. When you actually factor that out throughout the 3 months, it's actually, it's okay. But majority of the profit did come in December, to be fair. So I definitely did make some mistakes there. Let me just stand up, actually, because I am getting tired of sitting here. So we'll just stand up a bit, my usual. Like, there's only so long I can sit for. Apologies if you heard that kind of like squeak. I really need to oil that. Let's have a look here. So yeah, a few mistakes I made. Let's talk about some mistakes, right? I'm here and it's just popped into my head. I definitely held some stock back. I had a decent number of stock, 200, 300, 400 units, which I was like, well, I don't want to sell them too cheap in October, November. I'm going to hold them for December. I could have banked a nice profit in October, November for those, let's say £2 a unit, but maybe I was hoping for £4, £5, £6 a unit in December. By the time December came around, on a few of those, the actual profits went lower. So, no, that squeak is my boom arm. Sorry about that. So a lesson for that is don't be greedy. Sometimes just take the profit that you can get. That was definitely a mistake I made on a few items there. So especially when you're doing wholesale, you've got several hundred items. If you can make £2 profit now, just take the £2 profit and be happy with what you've got. So I guess it was like greed and stuff like that. I don't know. Not greed, but like I was trying to hold out for the best prices, but it doesn't really work with wholesale. So yeah, I definitely made a few mistakes there. So it wasn't perfect for Q4. But yeah, it's good. It means you've got things to learn, I suppose. Let's have a look here then. So yeah, general reselling, I guess, yeah, for the whole like reselling group thing. So the new group's going to be called Profit Sweep Resale. FBA is Profit Sweep FBA. Okay, cool. Makes sense. So yeah. Hey Josh, thanks for joining us. Oh, you won the 3-month Arbisource. Congratulations. Hopefully you were eligible to win that. And yeah, you got that. That's awesome. So hopefully Arbisource should have reached out to you, the owner of Arbisource, and given you that. So that is awesome. Congratulations, mate. I'm glad you got that. So yeah, we gave away 6 months, I guess it was in total. So 3 months, 2 months, 1 month. So for 3 prizes, which is pretty awesome. Are you buying anything to sell for Easter? I did Easter eggs last year, and it basically was like a break-even experience. I got in relatively early before Asda were cutting off the purchasing to like 6 eggs, I think it was. I was able to buy several hundred eggs, sent them in. The problem I ran into a lot is that, and I don't know why Amazon didn't clamp down on this, but let's say I'm buying a Cadbury's Easter egg, for example. There were like 20 listings, the same Cadbury Easter egg. All of them were private label, all of them like a unique bundle where they gave like a gift card or whatever. So you had the same freaking product over 20 different listings. You know, they're all private label. And the official Amazon one was like the price was just bricked. So I think you can do well in Easter eggs and stuff in Easter and Easter related items. But you probably hopefully have to get it via wholesale, I'd say, and maybe do the whole private label route, where you essentially like you're selling a Cadbury's egg under your own brand. That seems to be what everyone was doing, and they do like I don't know what brand it was, but there was like, it might have been Lindt or something, where there's like a dinosaur one and a unicorn one, and they'd essentially like put them as a 2-pack and sell them as a 2-pack, and that would be like their way to sell it as their own brand, and maybe throw like a Happy Easter card in there as well. Whether you actually get that, I don't know. So I saw quite a lot of that, or they do like 3 packs of eggs or something. So that could be the way to do it if you've got like a wholesale lead for that kind of thing. But I personally think it's a bit saturated now. Generally, Easter stuff, it's probably difficult to make money from it if you're just buying from Asda. I think if you can get it wholesale and you can get it in volume, potentially could be interesting. So I'm not, yeah, who knows? So. But then, you know, I had a bad experience with it last year, you know, so maybe because I'm just going to skip it this year, maybe it'll come back again. I'm not saying just because of me, but maybe other people had a bad experience as well. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm not buying anything specific. I actually think, I mean, seasonality is really good, but I think it's really good to build up some either replans and items that you just sell year. I know Flipping at 30 does this. Like, he just, you know, just sells general stuff that sells all year round. That just happens to sell more at Christmas, but it still has that kind of baseline that you sell throughout the year. So whether it's electronics or sneakers or I don't know, whatever, and you know they sell year round, and then obviously everything goes up at Christmas, pretty much. And if you just sell more of them at Christmas, so and then obviously you can then do the seasonal items as well. I think it's a good strategy, to be fair. So yeah. Carl, but any advice on what to do if you've got a yearly membership in a group without the 5-6 months and the group is dead? I can't possibly think what group you're talking about. I think I'm in a very similar position with a similar group. And I have just cancelled it, and then I guess we'll just see what happens, I suppose. Maybe they'll come back. Who knows? But yes, I don't know. Take advantage of your membership while you've got it, I suppose, and then go from there. Yeah, it's weird if people let their groups die, but it is what it is, I suppose. Maybe they'll come back and a resurgence. Yeah, what group are you talking about by the Carbo? So Josh is saying, what was the terms to be eligible? I can't remember. They have to reach. Oh, they haven't reached that. Okay, I think Arbisource was going to reach out to you. Oh, weird. Okay, I'll get in touch. You just had to be a member of Arbisource, essentially, the free trial or something like that. So I'll get Arbisource to reach out to you, and yeah, hopefully it'll be okay. You can be on the free trial, and you'll be good to go. So Josh is saying, am I supposed to be stopping that unique bundle crap? I know, but it keeps. I don't know. Let me have a look. It's probably a bit early for Easter eggs, but Easter eggs. Let's have a look here. Look at this like twirl one. They may have cut down on it to be because it was a bad experience for the user. Like they got the same egg about 10 different times, 20 different times, and it's just rubbish. Maybe they have. I don't know. What's a good one? Like a mini egg one? Mini egg. Let's have a look. I mean, I can see a unique bundle here where they basically put a gift card with it under the brand of MJ Molten. It's got 1.6 stars with 8 ratings. Not a large egg. Rip off. Expected to be bigger. Advertised as giant. £20 for an egg, which cost £6 now. It's extremely disappointing. Came all broken. So, okay, that one got absolutely... And they're advertising Easter 2025, by the way. So, but yeah, it's got terrible ratings. There's not as many as before, but it is a little bit early, I suppose. There's a 3-pack here that's under a different brand called Fancy Labels. Fancy Labels. Yeah, where they're doing a Freddo, a mini egg, and a caramel nibbles bundle under a different brand. So there's that one as well. Sells... I mean, look, at Easter last year did 400 SPM. So pretty good. What did that other one do, actually? Let's have a look. So yeah, anyway, they still exist. Maybe not as bad as they were, but yeah, they keep saying they're cracking down on this stuff, and they never do. So what was that other one? It did 200 SPM on that mini egg one, and then there's another one here, which is under the brand of Amamitrade or something like that again, and what did it do? 50 SPMs, not that great really, but yeah, it's a pretty poor pick list in there. Anyway, so yeah, there's enough Easter egg stuff. Got off on a weird little tangent there. So yeah, I thought there would be cracking down, but so MTT saying, how does meltables work with Amazon? How do you have to stop sending on a certain date? Yeah, the date. Oh, I can't. Obviously, we're not in a meltable period right now, but basically summertime. I can't remember the exact dates, but yes, in the summer months, you basically can't sell multiple items, can't send them in. Technically, they'll destroy them. However, I know people that are still able to send them in summer times and have them in Amazon. I don't think they really enforce it that harshly on some listings, but obviously you don't take any risks. But yeah, it's a weird one because then you can't kind of sell like even gummies sometimes, like gummy sweets can be considered meltable, and then you can't buy gummy sweets ever in summer. It seems a bit weird, but I do know some people are selling Easter eggs even all year round actually, and still doing very well from them. Yeah, let's have a look. When's the next installment of Amazon Moguls and Nikos? Oh yeah, I need to be honest. I've not really spoken to Nikos in ages. I feel bad about that actually. I need to reach out. Yeah, we need to get that back going again. I've just been so bad on catching up with these different podcasts. I need to get back on them. It's yeah, because I do enjoy doing them, and obviously you guys enjoy them as well. So there's too much to do. That's the problem. I'm doing too much. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine, Josh. Don't worry. Yeah, so I have a subscription by trial, and so cool. Yeah, be fine. Carbo, if I speak, I'm in big trouble, and I don't want to be in trouble. For which group I'm referring to? Can't do GIFs here. Fair enough. Promise groups. Any groups you recommend? No, mate. I've already shielded your group enough. Yeah, if you guys want to get a reselling group, guys, Profit Sweep is the group to go for. So hopefully you get hundreds of new members now. Yeah, it is a good group, guys. I like it for the A2A. So yeah. MBK, hopefully you don't mind me calling it MBK. Still learning. I chat with you someday. I like your videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You can always book a one-on-one call with me. It's really normally for people on board and getting started on Amazon. But if you want to book a call with me, I'm always open to chat with people. But yeah, so yeah, 14th of April for Brad. So yeah, that's probably when the multiple. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, cool guys. So yeah, well, any other questions you guys got before we kind of wrap it up? I'm happy to still hang out, but I'm getting a little bit tired. Need to get some dinner. But yeah. So yeah, Spence, you're in the UK still at the moment, are you? So yeah, how are you finding the weather? Bloody awful, right? Well, I don't like it anyway. So it was nice to come back to the UK for like half a day and like nice to see the greenery and stuff. And then yeah, the weather was just like, ugh, no. The big thing, I just don't want to go outside and like do any exercise. Just rubbish. Like go for a walk and stuff. Just rubbish. And whereas in Dubai, it's nice to go out in the weather. Might be too hot for me though. I might be complaining it's too hot. Yeah, any further questions, guys? Otherwise, we'll wrap it up there. I do appreciate you all watching. Yeah, of course, you're waiting from Manchester, aren't you? So, yeah, where are you staying? Like an Airbnb, parents? What are you doing at the moment? Yeah, we'll probably kind of wrap it up there, guys. I would want to thank you all for joining me on all the different platforms, on Kick, on Twitch, even though if I missed your chats, I apologise. I actually missed a chat on Kick actually, but he's talking about designing stuff, so nothing to do with Amazon FBA. Yeah, the Twitch when we had the spammer as well. Thank you for TikTok and Instagram as well. I've probably missed loads of chats on Instagram. I apologize. I did miss some chats on Instagram, my bad. So definitely just get in touch with me on Discord and we can answer those questions. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Hilton's Hotel, Spence. Oh dear. Carbo needs mentoring. So we all need mentoring, to be fair. There's always something to learn. So yeah. Anyway, thanks guys. I do appreciate you taking the time to come and hang out with me. We've been going off an hour and 41 minutes, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, it has been awesome. Hopefully I've entertained you, educated you. You've learned something. I've motivated you maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Do appreciate it. And I'll see you on Thursday, 8 p.m. We'll do a proper sourcing session. Thursday, 8 p.m. We'll do a Cogito sourcing session for the entire